Oh, we gotta put the belt right through it. Interesting. Take a look at the sky. It's beautiful over there. What's up, guys? It's Kosh, and we are back with Dyson Sphere Program. And in this video, we will automate some things because going manual is a bit too hard and annoying at this point. So let's go optimize stuff. So I actually did some production off screen. So we have some basic resources that we will need for optimization, some production buildings and other stuff. So yeah, what we want to produce is the thing that we use the most. For example, we want conveyor belts, we want sorters, we want... Well, basically that's the main thing that we want. At least that will make everything easier. Splitters maybe, etc. So we need to decide what kind of resources do we need to do that. For the sorters, we need iron sheet and circuit board. For the conveyor belt, we need iron and iron cogs, so that will be kinda easy. We might also want to get the Tesla towers and or wireless power. So let's start with the basic conveyor belts. Those will be really important because, well, even the upgraded one needs the basic one. So if we would like to get the better, higher tier conveyor belts later on, we will need to get the automatic production of all of those actually, because doing it manually is a lot of work and we don't want that. Basically, you can do it at any stage of the game, even early on when you unlock the basic assembly machines, but it's more efficient later on when you get access to some good technologies, when you get some of your solar things out there, and when you have one important building for you that's called logistics distributor. That technology will allow you to use drones to deliver stuff to your mech, to your character as well. And it's pretty convenient. We can build our first factory right here because that's where we will get the circuit boards, and we got the iron right next to it. But maybe we need the second... Yeah, I think we need a second assembly machine for that because one isn't handling it already. So let's get additional one over here. So there we go. That will increase the production of the chips for us, and that will allow us to create the sorters. But first I would like to get conveyor belts though. This is pretty easy. We will need to produce cogs. That will require some iron, and then use iron and those things in order to produce the belts themselves. And this is where my iron chain ends, and since we don't need anything than iron, I think I want to use it somewhere here. No, this area will be needed for something else. We have a lot of free space over here, so I think we can try to use that area instead. Since later on we will actually use this belt and this production to get higher tier belts, because we will need them later. So at first we will create this type of factory. This one will produce the final building already, and this one will produce the iron cogs for us. We just need to connect it to the power and we are good to go. So there we go. It seems to work right. Oh wait, right, yeah, everything is good. So we started creating the conveyor belts here that we will send towards the chest later on. We can get several of those over here, and we can upgrade assembly machines to the higher level. So it's possible to create multiple of those, and honestly, you don't need that fast production speed over here. A couple of those will be sufficient. Now let's make a second building and make inserters here. This is really easy because we got the production of boards right here, so we can use those and this iron in order to do those things. So there we go. We got the assembly machine for those things now. That's already two basic things that we need the most for everything. And then we go, the belts that will deliver those goods will be connected to this depot. Let's limit it to, let's say, 5 areas, and select the proper buildings for the storage. So I want to have 3 of those for the belts and 2 of those for the inserters. And then we'll just place inserters over here, and it will be delivered into this building. So that's the storage depot with our buildings. If we want those to be delivered to our character though, over here, I think that we need the logistics slot dedicated to that building. So let's get this and this, and now it will be automatically delivered to you by the logistics bots that we don't have yet. So let's make them as well. We go to transportation, we go to logistic distributor, and place it on top of the storage. Bam, there we go, it's here. So we will allow it to provide and collect from Icarus and provide to other distributors. We need logistics bot for that though, which we don't have. So we will need to make production of those. For now, we can get a couple of those just to see how it works here. We can afford only 3. That's hilarious. We will need to create those logistic bots as well, because they will be kind of core of our base movement things. So without them, it will be way slower to do it manually, and we don't want that. We want to have some of those available at all times. So let's put those bots here, and we need to decide how many of those do we want at our inventory. Let's say at least 300, and at least that is pretty high amount, to be honest. So there we go. Now they will be delivered to us. The only problem that they are not being delivered. We need to decide what to deliver here. As soon as we select the conveyor belts, they are being distributed straight away. But that's weird, because that means that we will not distribute the sorters from the same building. We need to create separate buildings for each of the resources. That's a bit annoying, but in the long term, that will be really useful. But at least right now, as long as we are in the range of logistic distributors, we won't have issues with the resources that we need. They will be always available in our inventory, and we can use them up without manually creating them all the time, which is annoying. Moreover, we have the storage with them, so if we need them more than we have them right now, we can go here and collect them. In order to make it better, we will need planetary logistics system. Here, we will have planetary logistics station that will actually redistribute the resources based on surrounding buildings, so let's get it researched. It will require thrusters though. So I actually used this one quite a lot in the previous playthrough back in the early days of early access. We will try to use this one, and meanwhile we will allow to use those logistic distributors in multiple areas around the base, so I can deliver resources which I need for construction for myself. And since we will need a lot of those logistic drones, let's set their production right now. That will need 2 processors and 2 engines, which we haven't researched yet. Thrusters, steel and copper, that's easy. So let's set up the processor production. It's circuit board, those are easy, and the hard part, a micro crystalline component. Here we need high purity silicon and copper ingot. That's actually quite easy as well. So what we need is to deliver... Do we have those delivered to the north? Yeah! Huh. Sweet! So basically, for the processors, we have the same technology as we use for the power plants. Can you imagine our luck? So we can create just another one of those here, prolong this a little bit, and let's say we want to construct those microcrystalline components, and take a look! The drones are delivering stuff for me. So I've got replenishment of conveyor belt. That way, I will get it every time I do stuff, so I won't have to worry about those anymore. And we can upgrade them and make them higher tier and everything. That's great. The only drawback that we have right now, that we actually need more of those arc smelters. Why we don't have stockpile of those things? Oh, we are still producing the solar panels, even though this one is full right now, so we got all the solar panels we needed here. I want to continue production line over here, but it's a bit busy, so we will get some foundation. That way we can construct on the water as well. So there we go. That should give us the ability to produce processors, right? And we can send them somewhere to be stored right now, because that's a really convenient stuff that we would like to stockpile. Actually, we can add additional area here for processors. I don't see why not, and make it 3. And I don't think that we need more construction buildings for this, because that will be a bit too expensive, and we still don't have enough resources to even use those. So there we go, that's our production facility for processors. Since we will need a lot of those engines, we will need to make them. So the technology is pretty simple. We combine steel with copper, and we can do it right here. This is a steel depot full of steel, oh my god. So let's make this building here, and make engines in it. I'm pretty sure we will need higher tier logistics in order to properly supply it. And I'm deciding where to send the engines. We can send it to the same storage space, actually. But in reality, we will decide later. So right now, it's just the basic drop-off point for them. And we don't have the technology yet, so we have to wait. But the production line is easier than I thought it will be. I just hope we have enough production of steel. If not, we can extend it a bit here by destroying the wind turbine and place an additional arc smelter. I just tested Profilator as well, and I really want to make use of that feature because it gives you really decent boost and you can use it for important core technologies. I don't know why I haven't used it before. So now we will make one, and I kind of boost the red matrices, and I will use it for boosting the production. And it's actually pretty easy to create and automate too. So we'll just get this, and we can upgrade it even further. That will give us way higher energy consumption, but a bit higher energy production. I think we'll stick with the basic ones for now. And yes, the basic place where I will use it straight away is... How do I... Oh, we gotta put the belt right through it. Interesting. That's actually pretty convenient that it can be used as a bridge for the second layer of stuff, and it also refills the spray coaters. And that will buff those matrices. We can use it for other rare resources as well, but by default, it will already boost our production by, well, a bit. 12.5% extra products. I think it's pretty cool. And also faster production rates. So that's already nice benefits for us since we're struggling with the production of those things. That will be nice. For example, we can use it to boost our production of processors because we lack the resources for that. And maybe boost the production of high purity silicon. So that would be really nice to have it here. Let's try to use it on those areas. I wonder if it's important where it should be coming from. Oh no, it's not that important, I think. So there we go. I actually got a lot of those things connected to the perfilator, and let's see how it will work for us. Will we get the boost for our production? That will therefore use some of that up. But it's working for sure. Let's see, 33 extra products. Come on. We're waiting. Yeah, it seems that it's working, although we don't get that many materials here. Yeah, 12.5% extra production. So maybe over time it will add up and we will get extra high purity silicon ready. That's good. Now let's take a look at the processor production. Are we getting any extra products? We're getting attacked. That's for sure. Because we are buffing only part of the resources, and I wonder if that will be enough. No, we're getting nothing. So in order to get the boost, we need to buff up all the production lines going into the building. We got 28 enemies coming up. I'm not even sure where they are. Oh, of course, the North Pole. Ooh, that's a lot of them. The turret is doing a really good job taking them out. Look at them, they're coming in squads now. That's interesting. Supernova, let's go. Not sure how it works. I'm really glad that we managed to supply everything with the ammo. So they just did nothing to us. So on our way here, if we want to boost production of those things, we need to buff up this thing as well. Now we will get extra products for processors, so we'll get more of them. There we go, it's working. And we'll also get the thruster production going, I think, because we got the technology. It's pretty fast. Yeah, we can get a non-stop production going here. That's good. This is pretty sad that the logistic distributor can only transport one type of resource. I don't want to make insane amount of depots, because that's kind of stupid if you ask me. But if we need to, we can do that. There we go. We buffed the energy metrics production as well. So perfilator is a great thing, and it doesn't consume that much of resources. We have a lot of those buildings being used, a lot of those resources, and we have only one basic factory that's producing it, and it's doing pretty nicely. It's producing 90 per minute, so I think the consumption is way lower. What the hell is the alarm if there is malfunction? The worst thing though, that if other matrices are not used, not painted, you won't get the buff. So that's a drawback that you have to remember. So now we paint all incoming matrices, and that will boost our production of, well, everything, because right now we got the red matrix being painted, but blue one is not, and it's not working. So yeah, to do that is to place them right before they will enter the matrix lab for consumption. Even if you have the storage like we do over here, it's better to put it after that, so you won't forget about that kind of stuff. There we go. Finally, we got the planetary logistics station, and this unlocks automatization fully, because before that you gotta run around, do things, and use this manual resource that you would like to have in your inventory and that kind of stuff. No, not anymore. This thing is extremely expensive. It requires titanium ingot, processor, we have those at least, and some particle containers, which are really hard to get as well. But once you will get it working, it will change everything for you. Let's see what do you need for titanium ingot. We need 80 titanium ore. Wow, that's slow and expensive. We can collect it by mining the rocks on the floor sometimes, but early on this planet, on the first planet, you can't really find it anywhere else. So yeah, take your time. You will be able to get them really fast, honestly. There we go, we got 80 already, and we got some other Kyberlite ore. Don't know what's that. And we finally have enough resources to make one planetary logistics center. Let's make it. It will take a while, and yeah, we need higher tier production of stuff. Oh my god, this is really sad. Let's speed it up. There we go, it will be a bit faster like that. Oh, here we go, it's finally complete. It's huge, but it's really powerful. We can travel a huge amount of resources between two of those, so yeah, they are pretty expensive. Let's just place one here to see how it works. So with using this item, this building, we don't need to make those huge belts if we need to transport something from one side of the planet to another. We can use this station and the bots in order to transport it. So guys, in order to efficiently automate your production and everything, you will actually have to build a separate storage for each resource, because some why they don't work with the gas filter. So logistic distributors, they actually require a specific thing that they want to distribute. Here we have the stuff that we need in our inventory, but it's not working. So let's make a separate storage here for those conveyor belts and see if that will work for us. So we deliver them here. Here is the conveyor belt. We create the transportation logistics hub on top. There we go. Distribute to other things and automatically get the logistic bots, and now it's working even by default without anything, so it will guess the right thing. So yeah, that way, if you will have logistic distributor on top of your depots that have the same resource, you can request it at any time in your inventory and don't wander around. And if you get the right production chains with the intermediate depot everywhere, you don't need them to be full. You can put them to like 1 or 2 slots. That will allow you to request any resource that you need for the current production to the required amount of stuff, and that will allow you to do that. Before that, I remember in the early access, I think, I was able to move them between the depots, so they were kind of moving things around quite a lot, but I can't really make it work here right now. We can make it work with the planetary logistics station as a big storing building, but that's very expensive, so that's for the late game. And I think using those instead of belts is not efficient end game, because they are a bit hectic, and it will also make your CPU a bit too busy, because that uses a lot of computing power in order to move things around like that on the bots. So yeah guys, if you set everything up correctly, it will be way easier for you to get ready for all the action that will be in the future. You can also set up the special storage that will actually offload stuff from your bot when you are in the vicinity. So that's nice stuff to have. Let's actually get one, and it will allow us to get way more production way faster. The only issue that we have right now, that for the future research, in order to use the science metrics, we need titanium crystal from titanium. So what do we need to do? We will have to go to space and actually colonize one of the planets, and that's, I already checked, I think, yeah, this planet that have titanium ore, lava world. So we'll have to go here, establish a base, and set up the delivery from there to our main base. Otherwise we will never get enough yellow technology. So yeah, we're getting ready for that, and in the next video either we will get more preparation, more optimization, or we will fly to space. So yeah guys, that's how our system looks like right now. We have a lot of mirrors, it looks great, and honestly it looks great from the planet itself as well. So if you take a look at the sky, it's beautiful over there. Oh, that's bad. So the problem is that the sun is being closed by the gas giant right now, so for a while we probably won't be able to launch any more of our mirrors. Well, we have time to prepare for anything right now. And there is actually another useful logistic distribution system, and you can use it to deliver the goods to other logistic distributors. Let me show you how it works. So if we'll have this chest here with the logistic distributor on top of it, this one is set to provide to other distributors cogs, and we will use this one for iron ingots. That's more logical, right? And here you can press this check mark and select to request from other distributors. And once you will set the iron ingot, the drones will start flying in and they will start to even out the inventory between this building and that building. And as you can see, which is pretty cool. And you need drones only in one of those buildings. If you put extra drones over here, that will make it faster. Yeah, but usually you just want them in one of the buildings. It's up to you to decide. If you want like more transfer, you can do that. But if you don't, up to you. So as you can see, it's using up all the storage from the depot that we have over here and trying to fill up half of this inventory. And what it will try to do, it will try to fill up the entire inventory, but it's a pretty hectic technology because they don't have the priorities or anything, so they will just try to do whatever they want. And once the requests are full, they don't fly anymore. So that's a really good option for early game if you don't want to pull the belt somewhere. But honestly, it's not that efficient long term. You don't want to use them over here and replace the belts for sure, because first of all, they consume quite a lot of energy. Second, they are way slower than the belts actually. And that's why the depots that would like to distribute stuff would like to have some extra storage over there. So I'd like actually to have full storage for those kind of things. And we will upgrade the input so the iron will be going in faster. So how can we use that? For example, I'm creating the recipe over here to create the drones for the delivery, basically, those drones. They need iron, they need engines and the processors. We have the processors production over here. We have the engine production over here. And we can send the engines here using the belt, but for the iron, it's pretty far away. Our iron is going totally other direction, and we don't need that much of it. So what we can do, we can make a belt that will deliver the engines, but for the iron, it will be too hard, so we can create additional storage that will deliver iron production facility over here, and make this production facility take resources from this belt, and from this storage. Too close. There we go. And that will allow us to produce those drones without having to carry that much iron over here, because we will put the logistic thing here. We will make it distribute, pick up iron, and the main thing that we want to limit the amount of slots here. So just 2 slots of iron. Now you can see that the drones are flying here already, delivering it. Early game, they are really slow, but that would be more than sufficient for this area. Honestly, it's not the perfect scenario at all. Like, it's okay, but it could be way better. But that will work for some of your production lines that are not extremely important for you, that you don't need to get fast. And then we will deliver the fully ready production here. And again, we'll make the logistic distributor, and it will distribute the drones to other buildings as well. Automatically consume them. I wonder if that will work so they can be distributed to other buildings which need them. Probably not. But yeah, even with the iron, the drones are delivering enough of that in order for this to work properly. So yeah, this mechanics works for short-range delivery without the belts, if you want to make your base more compact, or if you need to deliver something like Profilator, for example. Those things have a lot of charges, they're not being used that fast, so if you don't want to pull the crazy belts around the base, you can make the specific areas where it's being stored and deliver it there using the drones. I've seen other usages of it on Reddit for the warp drives and other stuff, like some cores of things, end game stuff basically. Early game, it's really convenient if your base looks like a mess and you can't really get any more belts, or you want to do something like I did over here. It's a good option. And of course, creating the planetary logistics system, which is kind of the same but way more efficient, is better. But it requires way more resources, it's more expensive, and it's more mid-late game, so early on you won't get access to that. These things, they come very early, so my tip would be getting as many of them as possible on each of the buildings, that you have for one specific resource, and later on using the logistic system here to request the resources that you need. Like, for example, we want to get at least 200 of those, we wait for them to be delivered, then we can replace them with something else. And you would like to produce the things that you use the most like that. That will make your life so much easier, especially later on when you will need to micromanage way too many things if you don't do that. So yeah, guys, let me know, how do you deal with automation Dyson Sphere program? I'm probably sure you are better than me because I haven't played for a while and I kinda like to explore it myself. And yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel so algorithm will like it and I will know that you like this video and make more of that, and check out the video description for the playlist with the rest of the episodes. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.